Hi everyone, my name is Mara and I am going to talk to you guys about the regions of the brain and the subregions and their functions. So there are four main parts of the brain: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the brainstem, and the diencephalon. The cerebrum is a region of the brain that consists of the outer layer called the cerebral cortex and the inner layer. The cerebral cortex consists of two cerebral hemispheres, and they are each split into four sections called lobes. So the first lobe is the frontal lobe, and it's located at the front of the brain. And this is where your everyday planning and self-management takes place. It also includes emotional regulation, higher planning, problem solving, as well as helping us with body movement, memory, speech, and word comprehension. And then we have the parietal lobe. The parietal lobe helps identify objects and understand where you are compared with the objects around you. It's responsible for interpreting pain and touch in the body. We have the temporal lobe, and this is critical for processing sounds, understanding language, forming memories, recognizing faces, and managing emotional responses. And it's deeply connected to areas involved in learning and emotion. So damage to this lobe can affect a variety of functions such as your memory, language comprehension, and emotional regulation. Then we have the occipital lobe, which is located at the back part of the brain. This helps decode visual information. It processes images that we receive and sends them back to our eyes, and it allows us to distinguish shapes as well as distance between objects that we see. We have the cerebellum, which is positioned under the back part of the cerebrum. And this region of the brain is known as the little brain, and it is primarily in charge of movement and coordination. We have the brainstem. This region has three parts. The midbrain, which is in here. This part of the brainstem is located at the top, and its primary function is to regulate eye movement. We have the pons, which are located above the medulla oblongata. The pons are primarily part of the brain that controls breathing as well as sleep regulation. The medulla oblongata is located at the bottom of the stem, and it helps control cardiovascular and respiratory systems. This part of the brain is also responsible for reflexive actions. So like every time we cough, sneeze, or vomit, it's our body acting on the impulses sent from the medulla oblongata. And then we have the diencephalon, which is the smallest of the four brain sections, and it's tucked between the cerebrum and the brainstem, and it's hidden from view. So the main role is to relay information obtained by your senses across the brain, and it also helps control your body's endocrine and automatic functions. It works with the cerebellum to support motor function control. And within the diencephalon, we have the thalamus, which is in this area. It's mostly gray matter that relays sensory and motor signals, and it also helps regulate alertness and consciousness. And then we also have hypothalamus, which is under the thalamus. And this part controls motivated behaviors such as social defeat and defensive behaviors. So that is my video on the brain and their regions.